I hope you guys really appreciate what I share for free, the information I share for free. It's not, honestly, it's not quite what my guys get inside the program. There's so much more to renovating at a professional level. And in fact, when you see people out there flipping homes like the professionals, I want you to understand that they've either done my course or they've done some kind of renovation training at a higher level with a builder or something else to be able to renovate like a professional, because there are so many moving parts. And exactly what you don't want to do is just have a crack, trial and error, because that's a really easy way of losing a lot of money and also a lot of hope and faith and belief that renovating is right for you. Just to let you know, I spoke to a lady today too who was a nurse. I understand if you're trying to transition out of a day job, if you're a nurse or a teacher, or like me, you're in the police for a long, long time, it's very easy to feel institutionalized. Like it's very easy to feel stuck and worthless and think that you can't get something going outside of your current job. But I want you to think about renovating and all of the skills you possess when you run your day-to-day job and in amongst a busy family, all the things you have to organize in those serious roles. And, you guys with those kinds of skills, nurses, teachers, and police, you are 100% made for renovating. It is just renovating really is a series of finding solutions to little problems along the way and making decisions and staying calm. You guys are already wired for that. Your roles make you wired for that and very, very trained up for that. So, like the lady I spoke to today, I don't want you to feel like you don't have any gifts that are of use in the outside world, outside your current employment, because the truth is you do. Thanks for joining me, everyone. This series is all about the renovation timeline from start to finish. This is an 8-week series, and we are now up to week 3. The first week, we covered setting a path for goal-crushing results. The second week, we covered how to dominate project success with an ironclad budget. Oof, heavy topics. Number 3 is all about, and this week I'm about to share the power of having a crystal clear scope of works. When a scope of works is completed, who's in charge and what it should contain. So scope of works, first of all, let's talk about the scope of works. Second, I might as well actually start with who's in charge. You're in charge of a scope of works if you're a renovator at home and you're DIYing. If you've got a builder, the builder will help you with the scope of works, and you guys can sit there together and look at all of the things that you want done on your property and put a scope of works together. And what it should contain is absolutely crucial. So number 1, the benefit of having a really detailed scope of works is clarity. So a very clear scope of works, it will outline the exact tasks, the materials, all of the expectations around the renovation, the job at hand. It minimizes confusion, and it also minimizes misunderstandings while you're in amongst the renovation, while you're on site. So that's really important, right? Is to have clarity, and a scope of works, a good detailed scope of works will give you that. It will also give you communication ease. So a scope of work serves as a communication tool between the renovator and the builder, you and the builder, or you and anybody else who comes on site. It just ensures that everyone is on the same page. The other thing a really good detailed scope of works provides is setting very clear expectations. It manages them. Like a good scope of works clearly defines what will be delivered, and that prevents disappointments. So everybody knows what to expect. It's really important to have all of these things written down, recorded in a scope of works. A scope of works helps with budgeting. We went through the budgeting last week and what it needs to contain. So if you haven't watched it, go back and watch last week's video. You'll find it on YouTube. But budgeting helps accurately predict costs and the scope of works by detailing everything that you're going to cover during your renovation. So we're talking about materials and labor, and also contingencies set aside for the unexpected. I think that's crucial for you if you're about to embark on a renovation, because you know what it's like. You start to unpeel the layers of the onion and you'll find something that you didn't account for. So you really just need that contingency. So the next thing, or the next reason why it's very, very important, is timelines. So a good scope of works will specify all of the stages and the deadlines. So it helps keep you accountable, helps keep you on task, helps you and your builder work out where you are, where you need to pick it up, where you need to get your ordering done in advance, and all of those things that have been slowing you down, where you need to correct your path. The scope of works gives you control, like it minimizes to the changes of mind that you might have or might be tempted to have while you're mid-renovation. We all know that change of mind is one of the things that just completely blows a budget and blows a timeline. Changes of mind on a renovation project or mid-project is one of the major reasons why people overcapitalize. They get excited about all of the extra things that they can add, or their favorite little things that they should put together, or they'll listen to tradies with all of their wonderful suggestions. But the truth is, stay to task, guys. Just do your renovation as you've had it recorded, and take that scope of works as the content that you follow, like chapters in a book. Quality assurance. A scope of works should describe the quality that you are expecting from your tradies during that renovation project. It kind of makes you stay to task, and it just keeps you on track to monitor the level of craftsmanship that's been delivered and to make sure it's decent from start to the end of your project. A good scope of works also helps for the basis of a contractual agreement. So it sets the tone for any kind of contractual agreement. So that is a contract with your builder, and also perhaps a contract with a joint venture partner or anybody else that is going to be involved in your project. So again, make sure everybody's on the same page and make sure that there's full transparency about the task you're about to undergo. Decision making. A good scope of works makes you make your decisions up front. It also provides a reference point for decision making during the project. So if you feel yourself moving off target or being distracted, then you can always just go straight back to that scope and go, okay, this is what we said we would do with this particular room, so let's just stick to it, because everything is done according to that scope of works, your budget and everything else. So there can't be any conjecture. You can't you can't bluff yourself to thinking that you can have more when you can't afford it in the first place, because if you have more in that particular moment, then you're going to have to pull in the purse strings later on in a renovation, and that's sometimes difficult to do. So it keeps you to task. It helps manage risk. So a good scope of works will identify before the project begins potential risks, and then you can set some strategies in place up front to kind of mitigate those risks, to lessen those risks. And again, it's all about the expectations of what you and your tradies are going to encounter. Professionalism. If you're trying to attract a joint venture partner, or perhaps get finance over the line, or speak to a mortgage broker, or to get anybody to believe in your capabilities, a scope of works will really help with that. It demonstrates professionalism and expertise. It will instill confidence in your JV partner or your potential client if you're working as a renovation consultant, like many of my students do. And also, the last but not least, and probably the most important, I think, is a really good, clear scope of works. The power of it is to prevent any kind of dispute from occurring. So it reduces the likelihood of disputes by having fully documented agreement on all of the details of the project from start to finish. So everybody knows up front what to expect. You can even pop in your scope of works the way that you wish to communicate with each other and all that kind of stuff. In the end, it's about respect and kindness. It's about being organised up front, and a good scope of works will help you with all of that stuff. So guys, happy renovating. Thanks everyone for joining me.